I'd like to start with the CRA.
Okay.
As you know, we have received 6 proposals for our reorganization of the CRA, which is very exciting, and they're, from what I've heard, I haven't seen them yet, but I've heard they're very excellent, several very excellent proposals there. And as part of our open access, transparency, we are going to be televising the first meeting of the selection committee, which is going to be on Friday. And so folks can see it on Channel 18, or it will also be available at our website. We want everybody to know what we're doing. We want to be transparent. We want to make sure that they understand the work that's getting done in City Hall. And so we invite people to watch it on Channel 18. I'm not sure what time. What time is it? At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Or they'll be able to see it on our website. And as we get to subsequent meetings, some of them we will not be able to televise live because of the procurement rules, but we will be able to video and then put it up on our website or show it on Channel 18. So we want people to know that we're open and transparent about this whole process. Invite you to watch it on TV.
And I think transparency is key because of some of the concerns that some have raised already.
Sure.
Because of some of the people who have submitted proposals.
Right.
So this is a way of reassuring.
Well, I've said all along to everybody, we're going to pick the best person to do this job, the person that's going to be best, the company that's going to be best for our city. And now they can watch the process and rest assured that that's exactly what will be done.
There's some talk of a West Palm Beach insider.
West Palm Beach.
Is that what you called it, a West Palm Beach insider?
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. Well, what we're trying to do is to get information out to the public. And when I first became mayor, I went around and did listening tours, and heard that the biggest challenge people have is sort of wanting to know what's going on and not really sure how to get that information. And so we have been upping the ways we communicate with the public. And we communicate certainly by Channel 18, certainly by Facebook and Twitter, and conventional methods. However, if you would like to become a West Palm Beach insider, you can go to our website. Right on the front page, there's a button that says Become an Insider, and you can send us your email, and we will send you email updates about what's happening in West Palm Beach. Particularly news things. Not, events are available readily, but some of the highlights of the week or some of the important news stories. So you can get a newsletter that we'll be sending out on a weekly basis. So go to the website, sign up to become an insider, and again, this is more of our open access, transparency initiative that we've been working on for the last couple of years.
Maybe some thoughts on recent items that we've discussed. Where are we with the chapel by the lake? It's been delayed a few times and seems to be in this holding pattern again?
No, they have asked to continue their second meeting to October 28th. So we will have the second reading on October 28th. They've made some changes in their design. I think it was reported already. So it's a two tower design instead of one monolithic tower building. It's now 2 towers with some blue space in between. It's certainly more attractive in my opinion. However, it's still the same issues of waivers for setbacks, and there's still the same volume in the 2 towers. They really just took the one big building and split it. So.
And has been any discussion about preserving part of the chapel or maybe working around it, or is that just not even viable given the location?
There's discussions about all kinds of areas. I know when I've talked to people in the public, one of the concerns is that it's such a beautiful piece of property, and isn't it unfortunate that the public can't have access to it? And I think the developers are looking to think about ways in which the public might be able to have access to some portions of that property.
Where are things with the flea market and your plans and your vision for how to help folks out there?
Well, what goes on there is horrible. And we have to stop. There's a lot of crime that occurs there. There's been shootings. Of course, the last weekend we had a shooting there. Our police department, our code department, building and construction services department, all of the key people had a meeting. And last week they had a meeting, put together a plan. And they're going to implement that plan. Now, I'm not going to tell you about the plan because there are security issues and we don't want the bad guys knowing what's going on, but we're definitely addressing it. I mean, we have made some huge gains in the north end of our city in terms of lowering the crime rate. And I think you'll be hearing shortly from the police chief how significantly we've been able to lower the crime rate in the north part of the city. And we just can't have this to continue to happen in that particular place.
There's a sense among some of the business owners there and residents directly behind the flea market that perhaps the owner isn't doing enough. That if the owner adds more security, hires more officers privately, that could be part of the solution.
Yeah,
Are they willing to work and come to the table with some of their own ideas?
I have not talked to the owner, but we will, as part of our plan, be reaching out to the people who own the building, seeing what we can do to make it more safe. I think there are lots of issues in the way it was constructed and its placement on the lot and, certainly security. So we'll look at all of that.
Is there a scenario where if this escalates, the city can step in and say, or have, through some other order, have it closed or shut down for a period of time?
Well, if it becomes a chronic nuisance, we have chronic nuisance and regulations and nuisance abatement regulations. So we have closed down convenience stores and other places like that when they become a chronic nuisance.
So if this plan doesn't work or doesn't get the results that everyone would like to see, that's certainly a possibility.
Well, we're going to work with them and do what we can to make it work, and if it doesn't work, we'll have to address it.
All right. Maybe some thoughts on the alcohol licenses being considered, some of the changes to the ordinances next week. The zoo is asking for a specific exemption, but also businesses in Northwood, the smaller ones, the newer ones, are asking for some changes as well. What's the idea behind this broader look at this ordinance?
Well, we're really trying to be responsive to the small business people. I mean, I think for the zoo, I think it's a very good idea for the zoo. I think it's good for their fundraising, and they have lots of events in the evenings that they would like to be able to serve alcoholic beverage, and it's very protected from a lot of the surrounding areas. I think for the small business owner, I'm happy that we're looking at it. I just want us to be cautious. Because I think the regulation is there for a reason, and it's worked. I think we just need to be careful of what exemptions that we allow.
So in the case of Northwood and Whole Foods at Palm Beach Outlets, are we talking about the same kinds of exemptions for both, or are they generally different?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
But the idea is you're working with these businesses to...
Yeah, we're absolutely working with them, and we understand, Whole Foods is in a commercial area. The folks on Northwood Road, Northwood Road is a very commercial area, 25th, 24th. So, we have to look at that and sort of weigh it.
Does it help grow these areas when you have the ability to attract?
I think it benefits the small business that's going to do that. It will bring people into their business and hopefully add to it.